Yo, as requested by a subscriber, I'm gonna review a video of Hench responding to an ex-vegan.
It was getting very bad and I just was like, it must be detox, it must be detox.
I couldn't possibly be eating an inadequate amount of calories. Hey guys, today we're responding to another ex-vegan YouTube.
Bloody hell, mate, what's wrong with your fucking skin? Really though, I remember this from the last video that I reviewed. There's grey spots in the middle of his forehead and then all of a sudden, by the eyebrows, it's bright red. I think that he's using some kind of filter and trying to cover up something.
Were they sensible? Were they eating enough calories, enough range of different whole plant foods so they're getting all the different nutrients they needed? Or were they eating a ridiculous, restrictive, insufficient...
Download my free vegan nutrition e-guide. How to eat plant-based successfully. Wow, I didn't even know that he has this. That's really funny.
Amount of food and, drinking their own wee-wee and silly things like this. I wonder.
If you would drink your own wee-wee, then you wouldn't even be vegan anyway, because that would technically be an animal excretion.
I was vegan for 9 years and I made YouTube videos about veganism. I made an ebook about it. In about 2014, I started to do it for my health.
If you were doing veganism for your health, you were never vegan. Veganism is an ethical belief that it's wrong to cause cruelty to or exploitation of animals. What you were doing was eating a plant food diet.
This definition never made sense, and this is why some then start arguing that getting milk from some animals when they are doing really well is all of a sudden also vegan, or drinking milk from humans would then also be vegan, and then you can start cheating and everything. It makes no sense. You gotta eat a diet that only consists of plants, of course.
Watching YouTube videos from raw vegans and raw tofu vegans and...
Denied. I'm not saying that it's impossible to eat a healthy raw diet or raw tofu diet.
Come on, even you can admit it. Of course it's not possible.
Make sure that you're getting enough calories, make sure you eat enough range of different plant foods. It's a lot more...
You can't get enough calories because you can't even digest the foods. When you cook them, you alter the proteins and destroy a lot of the fiber and whatnot, and then the so-called nutrients that are in there, the macronutrients, let's just say, they become more accessible, obviously.
Difficult, I will say, but what I am getting at here is that 99.9 reoccurring % of people failed.
Man, if the problem of raw veganism was calories, then they could just consume lots of fruit juice, just overeat on fruit, like Freely does, for example, and it would be all fine. If it's calories, they can get 4,000 calories a day easily. Why do they still fail then?
Ex-vegan YouTubers, they seem to have that in common. Just the first red flag, know what I mean?
We both lost a lot of weight. I got down to 105 pounds.
You were losing weight. Did it possibly occur to you that you weren't eating enough?
All of our cookbooks are now 30% off. Just 6.99 quid, innit, mate? Link below.
Calories, I've eaten a vegan diet for 10 years. Does it look as though I'm struggling?
No, because you're a drug addict. You're a fucking loser, innit?
When I was doing celery juice every morning and then raw all day.
Try eating some calories.
It was getting very bad and I just was like, it must be detox, it must be detox.
I couldn't possibly be eating an inadequate amount of calories.
Making this video for other people who are still vegan or are trying to leave veganism. What
you actually said there was that you're making a video for people who are trying to stop caring about animal exploitation and cruelty.
Man, but humans are also animals, and shouldn't you then also care about humans and their health? You portray yourself as ethical and whatnot, but then when you see another human suffering from the diet or religion that you promote, then all of a sudden they are wrong, and it does seem like you are attacking them, even though all that you're looking at is a female animal that got sick. We all know that vegans don't care about humans or any animals really, because biochemically your brain is now wired in a way that it's all about survival for you. So you can't even care about anybody else. You're in a survival mode. How could you? That just doesn't make sense biochemically.
What you're actually doing is spreading dangerous misinformation.
I understand, when you're
Yeah.
vegan,
She
it's
is.
like tunnel vision where you only see what you want to see.
If I was suffering from tunnel vision, I would have kept eating the diet that I ate my whole entire life. Instead, what I did is look at the evidence, saw that there's an overwhelming preponderance of data that we should be eating whole plant foods and not other junk, and I changed.
You eat a lot of junk anyway, though. What do you mean, other junk? What is that other junk? Vegans in general eat a lot of processed foods. Maybe more so than a regular eater who eats a plant-based diet. Anyway, you ate a plant-based diet all of your life, right? Most people do. It's not even as if it's a big change.
A happy side effect is that it's more ethical too, which then led me on to veganism.
I can see things I couldn't see when I was deep in it, almost like a cult.
Cults have a leader. Who is the leader of veganism?
Earthling Ed, for example. I'm pretty sure that your girlfriend even called him the vegan Jesus or something. Definitely some people do that.
Bagsy, we should pick me. You know what some cults do? Animal sacrifices. If anything, I say that you're in the cult. The one big cult that everyone's brainwashed with since birth. No.
Wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense at all. You don't actually believe that people are brainwashed into eating animals, right? Seeing as that's what all humans in nature eat. Are you saying that natural humans get brainwashed? Do wolves get brainwashed? Animals in nature just eat their natural diet. There is no brainwashing involved. Whereas this is an actual new diet that humans have never ate in the history of humanity. And you don't call that a cult or anything like that? Even if you don't call it a cult, you certainly can't call it our natural diet, obviously, anyway, because it's a man-made diet. But anything even closer to that...
Veganism is merely the philosophy that we shouldn't harm animals unnecessarily. Does that sound like a cult to you? If you'd like to optimize your health, body shape or performance with a vegan diet, then please check out my new online nutrition
Too bad that it's impossible.
course. I've launched it at a low introductory price. It contains 14 videos, 3 cookbooks and masses of downloadable and printable PDFs.
It's really sad how he's trying to make money.
A complete nutrition chart for all ages and stages of life, so you can be sure that the whole family is thriving.
Wow, I can't.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, this guy, I can't even, like what am I listening to? That the whole family is thriving, man? You don't even have a family, you don't even have children, nothing. Why do you even talk about family? Why do you talk like you care about people or family values or anything like that?
I can't believe I thought that was okay, or that I explained it away, like I lost my period for a little while.
Do you know that people who eat an inadequate amount of calories lose their periods? There's also data showing that the higher percentage of raw foods that are...
For sure, that is true. Yeah, and it is quite possible that when you do a raw vegan diet that you lose your period because you can't eat enough because the food is incredibly unappetizing.
woman eats, the more chance she loses her period. When you're eating 100% raw foods, the data shows that there's a 50% chance that you'll lose your period.
Yes, he is right.
You can still be ethical by eating a more mixed vegan diet.
I was told by a raw vegan that it was because my body was no longer toxic because I had detoxed all the animal products, and so now my body can reabsorb the blood back into my body.
Well, there was your first mistake, believing Dave down the pub, or in this case, probably someone called Phoenix Whisperrain, who you met at Woodstock Fruit Festival with absolutely zero nutritional training, rather than...
Yeah, it is a mistake that they listen to these people. He's not really much better, but who the raw vegans listen to is, of course, even worse.
There's some kind of an expert, say like a dietitian, for example.
That was crazy, that I was like, oh, well, now I'm just so clean, can reabsorb my period. Like, I just felt like, I feel like I look back and I'm like, wow, I was deluded.
Hopefully you can
That is really deluded. That's really messed up.
look to the data, see that you're being deluded again, and stop eating a diet that's harming you, the animals, and the planet.
But wait, how is it harming her? I don't know the video, but I'm gonna assume that she says that she probably feels better now. Obviously, she has to if she eats any kind of animal foods. So why don't you then, again, if you care about her and about animals and humans, congratulate her that she is now doing better?
A good starting point would be this position paper from the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, the largest body of nutritional professionals in the world.
I remember looking at all of these so-called studies that vegans always quote, which really has nothing to do with actual studying and science, obviously. And for one thing, plants don't have over 50 nutrients, so to say that they are adequate, even for, let's see, I think it says that it's adequate for including pregnancy, lactation, infancy. That's not just ridiculous, it's super dangerous.
They state that an appropriately planned vegan diet is healthful, nutritionally adequate, and may provide health benefits for the prevention and treatment of certain diseases. These diets are appropriate for all stages of the life cycle, including pregnancy, lactation, infancy, childhood, adolescence, older adulthood, and for athletes. You can then check out the 100+ studies that they cited to come to this conclusion.
One thing too I just want to touch on.
I wonder if you ever actually checked them.
And how we've lost ourselves in this lifestyle.
There's nothing wrong with health, ethics, and the environment becoming a massive part of your life. They're pretty freaking important things. I'm psyched to be...
Health, yes. Ethics, not at all. They're completely man-made and nobody should have any kind of ethics. The environment, yes, but as some sources state, veganism is destroying the environment more than anything.
To say that I've built my whole life and career around it, but my nutritional knowledge was solid. You need to kind of get that right first, especially if you're going to dole out advice on the internet.
We don't come from wealth. We don't have a whole ton of money.
In one YouTube video, I've showed how you can get all your calories and nutrients for just £3 a day. Rice, pasta, dry lentils, frozen spinach.
Yeah, really? Pasta? Just a bunch of seeds, frozen spinach, an overload of oxalates? What are you promoting? I don't understand how you believe that that is healthy. How could a human being possibly survive on £3 a day? Fam, it's bloody... What the fuck are you talking about? It just makes no sense. I'm just trying to understand. His brain doesn't work. He doesn't understand that that's slavery, that that's a slave diet.
Frozen berries, bananas, raisins, these are the cheapest foods in the world. Don't start that silly little argument.
Everything was like, it had to be the best of the best.
What's that got to do with veganism?
That got us into $70,000 worth of debt.
You got yourself into $70,000
That is stupid.
Imagine if you'd eaten enough calories, it would have been $140,000.
When I was pregnant with Kaya, my first child, in 2013, I had a very scary, unhealthy pregnancy, and I was vegan that whole time.
No, you were eating a terrible iteration of your version of a vegan diet at the time.
And I never wanted to admit that maybe veganism could have been the cause. I had preeclampsia, which then turned into actual eclampsia, which is...
But, Henchi, I don't understand you. She was pregnant, ate her natural diet, even if it was raw. It's just plants, right? And you believe that humans should be eating plants. Then why did she, even if you believe that she did something wrong, you would have to believe that she was eating a pretty good diet, seeing as she was eating only plants. Even if they were raw, that would still not make her pregnancy bad, right? It just doesn't make any sense at all. Why would she have to eat all kinds of new foods or whatever you want to promote, all the cooked garbage, everything that's imported, just this unnatural diet which you see as veganism?
It's very rare.
Veganism wasn't the cause. How can an ethical stance cause that? You under-eating on a restricted variety of foods was the cause.
What was she restricting that made pregnancy so bad? She wasn't eating enough rice and pasta. Is that what you're saying?
Later I learned that in order to absorb vitamin D, you need to have dietary cholesterol.
If we needed dietary cholesterol in order...
I never realized how delusional this guy is. It's funny though.
to absorb vitamin D, it would be classified as an essential nutrient. In the same way that vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids and essential amino acids are.
What does it matter what some other people classify it as? Just think for yourself. Obviously, cholesterol is essential because you would die without it. I hope that that's needless to say. And yes, some of it we can create ourselves if we eat enough fat and so on. This is all a deep science. Nobody understands 100% how the human body works.
Even if you do have to eat animal products, only about 20% of your cholesterol comes from the diet, at least 80% of it.
Again, it varies very much depending on who's eating it, what they're eating and so on. You're basing this on some specific studies, if they even are studies, of somebody who may have eaten some cooked garbage. There's just so many variants and it depends on so many different things as to how much you would actually get from the diet.
You make yourself. If I made inadequate cholesterol, I'd have been dead about 10 years ago. No, we make all we need from a
could have fooled me.
Fetal coenzyme A in the liver. When we eat exogenous stuff, it raises the risk for heart disease, stroke, all-cause mortality.
No, all disproven in my videos from a million years ago.
Hypertension, just basically all the top killers.
I started unraveling the mental tricks that were going on in my head about why I can't eat animal products.
Why I can't eat animal products. I find that word really problematic. It's not that we can't eat them, it's that a vegan will choose not to eat them because they know the suffering that goes into that. No right-minded person wants to harm animals, so if anything, you had to kind of tangle everything up and do some mental gymnastics to try to make yourself feel okay about it. What
if I just let myself for like a month just eat whatever I want? No ethics.
No ethics. I would probably feel shame and guilt, I would imagine. What you can...
Of course, man, because you're brainwashed as hell. Shame and guilt. Shame and guilt? No.
Could have done instead was to speak to a professional, say a plant-based dietitian. They'd have made it very easy for you, and then you wouldn't have had to pay for murder.
I don't want to self-diagnose myself, but I am fairly certain I was orthorexic.
The translation for orthorexia is right.
I get why vegans use the word murder, because they want to compare it to humans killing other humans, but that's just the definition of it. And saying murder when you're slaughtering an animal just doesn't make any sense. People just laugh at you.
Right now you're causing immense suffering to animals, effing up the planet for future generations, and screwing up your own health. I hope that you will look into this further. No hate.
Yeah, alright. Another review of Hench. Haven't seen the guy in ages. I didn't even know that he still makes videos, but somebody on a live stream said, hey, he made his response to an ex-vegan. And I thought, why not? He's a fun guy. In a sad way, but whatever. You gotta be able to laugh at disabled people sometimes. Why not? Do I feel any shame or guilt? Not at all. Yeah, alright, man. Keep promoting starvation and malnutrition. We'll see how far you will get with that. The others will pay the price, but eventually you will too, and I just hope you snap out of it before it's too late. Thanks for watching.